Okay, everybody, thank you very much for attending our post-game press conference. We do want to acknowledge Washington and Jefferson on a hard-fought game today and also a hard-fought season. We appreciate the effort you all made today. We appreciate you being such humble guests here at Susquehanna for a great game of football and celebrate a great season. I'll give the players down the line, starting to my immediate left, the opportunity to just say their name.
Brock Sherman.
John Peduzzi.
Mike Sirianni, head coach.
Kellen Stahl.
Okay, so we have a wireless microphone in the back for the media to pass around and ask questions. We will begin our press conference with initial comments from the coach.
I mean, just a great football team between two good programs. Susquehanna, and with nothing but class to us all week. The officials, great job. The officials did a terrific job, and we came up short. They made a couple more plays than they did. Two big play at the end of the half, where I'll give them a lot of credit. Maybe it's poor coaching on our part, or good coaching on their part. They timed up our snap on our field goal when the kid was moving. But it wasn't offsides. It was not offsides, but he timed it up, so as the ball was getting snapped, he was already moving, and we got the ball up quick. He just made a great play, timed it up. One time they jumped and we got an offsides, and we went for two there. So the kid made a great play, and they got us once, obviously, in a huge part of the game and turned momentum around. But I'll give a credit to our players for fighting back from that, fighting back down from two scores, having a chance to win at the end. Another tip pass, that we thought that was what we called our best play. Ball got tipped. That stuff happens, and they made a great play.
Okay, we will open questions up to our media. There is a wireless microphone in the back. If we can pass that up here, please. Who would like to venture forth with the first question?
Yeah, Coach, talk about what it means, the past few seasons here, making two NCAA playoff appearances, both with relatively different units there, different quarterback at the helm, and a couple pieces different on the defense.
And I'm proud of these two. I'm proud of Brock, too. He's part of it. We went 4 years without winning it, maybe 5, I don't really know. We won ECAC games. Those aren't the same as playing the NCAA playoffs. These games are fun games. These guys put our program, I don't want to say back on the map, because we had been successful. And technically, we were in the second round last year, so we advanced in the second round. But they kind of put us back on the map. We're disappointed we didn't win. I know these two are really disappointed, okay? And as I told them after the game, if every senior on our team and these two, if winning back-to-back conference championships, going to the second round of the NCAA playoffs this year, losing in the first round this year, okay, in a tight game. If this is the worst thing that ever happens to them, they're probably going to live a pretty good life. Okay, football teaches you life lessons that you don't get in any other sport. Okay, my daughters are athletes, volleyball players. In sports teaches you everything, and every sport does. But there's nothing like football. Okay, where 11 people as one and bond together, and they did that, and they have nothing to hang their hats about. Okay, like I said, if this is the worst thing that happens to them in their lives, okay, they're going to be pretty blessed. So they put us back on the map a little bit. And I think our younger guys see. I think last year we got punched in the mouth by Randall Macon, okay, and we didn't react. We reacted today, okay? We reacted today. If that game's played 10 times, I don't know who wins more, us or them, but this afternoon they did. So they hurt right now, the seniors, okay? I get that, but they got nothing to hang their head about. I know that these two, okay, and every senior is going to be successful with their lives, with the lessons they learned through our football program. I'm proud to be their coach.
Yeah, Kellen, it was a special year for you, being a first-year starter here. You became a starter here, and first time starting, you take the team here to the NCAA playoffs. Talk about how much that meant to you staying here, those 3 years to wait for your opportunity.
Oh yeah, you if you decide to go somewhere, you have the loyalty to them. So I just waited for my turn, and but we should have won today. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
In the day and age of I can just leave. with just what is happening with Division I sports. It's not going my way, I'm going to leave. Someone is going to pay me more money, I'm going to leave, okay? And we're not teaching these young kids anything by that, okay? We're not teaching them anything. In the day and age where I can just leave because I'm not getting this, or because this school's going to pay me $2 million more dollars, that this kid right here stayed, knowing he wasn't going to play, okay, and stayed and believed in our program. He could have transferred to any place in Division III and started. He could have went to Division II schools and started. The fact of the matter that he stayed, okay, and that is what, if you can quote me on this, that is what is wrong with what is going on in Division I sports. I could just leave. It teaches these kids nothing. Because that's why I'll put my guys up against you match what my guys do in 10 to 15 years against all these Division I kids that just jump and go at every point. I guarantee you that my guys are more successful in life, okay, than what these guys are, because this kid stayed, fought through adversity, okay, and now it was our conference player of the year, okay. He hurts right now, but he is going to be successful at everything he does because he didn't just run away from a little bit of adversity, and that's what's happening now at the Division I level.
John, you came back for your fourth year, your senior year here at W&J, and became easily one of the greater receivers to ever come through this program. You know, what has that meant to you to come back for your senior year and, you know, make even more of an impact across those 4 years?
It means a lot. I remember last year when we lost, that was tough. Coach came up to me, he said, "You coming back?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm coming." Like I knew there was something special about this team, and obviously it was shown this season. And we started off a little slow, but we all figured it out. And the whole season, my whole career here is just I wouldn't rather do it anywhere else. This is exactly, if I could do it a million times over again, it would be right here with the same group of guys, with the same coaches. It's been the most special 4 or 5 years of my life.
Brock, you've been a standout here your first 2 seasons, starting as a freshman there. You know, what have you learned from this senior class, past 2 senior classes here, and how much can you take into these next 2 years you have here?
Just to remember this feeling. You don't always usually feel these feelings, especially last year. Last year, I feel like it was, I don't know. It's just what you can learn from this is just to build on the next few years. We're a playoff team now. It should be the expectation to get here, and now expectation is every year to make a national championship run. And I think we got to get back there, and I'm lost of words right now. I'm sorry.
Coach, congrats on a great season. You kind of talked about it a second ago, but build upon the adversity that this team has faced throughout the entire season, starting 0-2, 8 games in a row, battling back today down by 2 scores. Describe what it's like to have a group of guys who are not just going to lay down and quit, but keep pushing until the final whistle.
And that's part of life. I mean, everything is not going to go the way that you planned it all the time. And obviously we didn't want to lose the first 2 games. We weren't trying to lose. They're trying to win those games. Maybe if we win those games, we're not playing this weekend. We get a bye, but it didn't happen. And they had 2 choices. They could have folded their tents, or they could have did exactly what they did. Come to that Monday practice after the Hampton-Sydney game, and just got better and better and better. Okay, it stayed together and didn't point any fingers, and didn't waver on their goals. They believed. So in that instance, it's a special group of kids that they're young men now. It's a special group of young men, and like I've said before, they'll take these lessons with them. The younger kids will take these lessons with them, and go. Hopefully, we can even have better seasons. Again, you don't start in the playoffs, but you're going to have to get all the way back there. But the younger kids will have that. The older players that are seniors, they're going to have to use these. Okay, looking forward. Okay, to their lives and take these lessons. But it teaches them stuff, and I think it taught them a lot about themselves. And they have great parents too. I mean, we have a group of players who have great parents that have raised them the right way. So it was easy to get them to go together because, like I said, they've already been taught those values at home. So. Just like I said, proud of coaches, young men.
Okay, if that wraps up our questioning, we'll let W&J go. But congratulations, y'all, on a great season, and safe travels back. Now joining us are several of the winning members of the Susquehanna Riverhawks football team. Great 38-32 win today over Washington and Jefferson. They'll advance to play Christopher Newport in the second round next Saturday at 12. I will give the participants here an opportunity to introduce themselves, starting to my immediate left.
Rashawn Lamons.
Jesse Roosh.
Brian Layton Jr.
Tom Perkovich, head coach.
Okay, so we'll open it up for questioning from the media. Once again, the wireless microphone's there to pass around and ask questions, but we'll begin with first comments from Coach Berkovich.
Yeah, I mean, great to be in this situation. Obviously, really proud of our team. Gritty win today against a really, really good football team. Gave us, a lot of fits in some areas. Really proud of how our kids prepared, how they came out ready to play from the start. I thought we were, we had a great week, and it showed, in the game. We knew we'd face adversity, which we did pretty quick, and but we fought through it, and I thought we kind of dominated the second half at pretty good stretches. Especially running the football and then putting them in some long situations, which was really good for us and defensively, and really proud of our guys, and just I think our staff, for putting us in position, time and time again, and really happy there, and to see our guys get another win in a game like that is awesome, right? It's probably our last home game of the year, just with how the seedings of the playoffs are. So to go out, send our seniors out as winners on their home field is another part of it that's special to me, and I think we're all ecstatic to be moving on.
Okay, once again, the wireless microphone's out there. See our first question.
Coach, congratulations. Taking me back to the end of the first half, the President's attempting that 36-yard field goal to go up 6. You guys get the block, the scoop, and score. Go in at halftime with the lead. Talk about that momentum change and what that meant to the team and what you said to them at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, we needed something there, right? We had some pretty, I didn't say it in my opener, but some boneheaded things that we did in the first half and throughout the game at times, just, penalties, and, we could have had an opportunity there, needed something, kind of that spark there, and we've been working on some PAT blocks and field goal blocks over the last number of weeks, and we got the guy that we wanted there was Xavier Mapleoff coming off the edge, and we thought we could get it off the edge to the field, and we obviously did, and then Romero Lavallée picks it up, and with his speed, I didn't think they were going to catch him if he got loose, and just a whole, change the momentum essentially going into half, with us up, and and then we got the ball in the second half, which was the big part of it, right after deferring. But these guys will tell you, I'm not going into the locker room screaming and yelling. Like, we're going to make our adjustments. We're going to be who we are. I tell them, like, here's what we got to do, and we don't even like bring them up again in the halftime. Like, our coaching staff handles it. I make one or two comments. We go back out there, right? We've been doing this a long time. These guys have been playing football a long time. They know what we expect. We're clear with that here, and I think, I don't have to yell at our guys to get them motivated. They love football. They love what we're doing. I know they're going to play hard for each other. So, it was just like, hey, we got a lead. Let's extend it with getting the ball in the second half, and let's play cleaner football.
Rashawn, congrats on a great game today. Run me through the last fourth down play. The coaching staff trusts you to end the game, and you, of course, did. Run me through that play, and run me through how it feels to have the belief of your staff and your teammates to win you guys the game.
I mean, personally, that's a great feeling, but I mean, that's an even better feeling when you go to the sideline after the timeout and Coach Juan just sitting there smiling, and you don't know what play he's going to call, and then he called that one and put me at quarterback and just trust the ball in my hands. So, I mean, overall, it's a great feeling, but even before that play, the offensive line, they blessed me. They continued to bless me the whole game, and they told me, they was like, if we're going to win this game, rely on us. And Connor Mann, number 67, he went out there, he was like, if you run behind me, we're going to get the first down. And as soon as the ball hit my hands, I'm running behind him, got the first down, and I mean, that's an electrifying feeling to put the game away in that type of situation on 4th and 1 where the coach says, Rashawn, here's the ball, go do what you do. So, I mean, I can't ask for a better feeling than that. And, I mean, I got to go out there, like I said, for the seniors. This their last home game. Why not go out with a win?
And then for Jesse and Brian, obviously, as he just mentioned, you guys, final home game of your careers here. What does it mean for both of you to leave your Susquehanna careers with a home win here, another win in the playoffs, and to keep your season alive?
I mean, it's super special for this class. I mean, this senior class has worked so hard over these years, built up a culture for this program, and it's just super cool to see us go out with a bang here at home. So that was awesome to see, and I'm so proud of our guys.
Yeah, it was super sweet. Like pregame, I was just taking it all in, kind of
remembering everything that happened here since I got here back in 2022. So, and then with a win here, just like Coach said, because of seeding, was definitely special.
For any of the defensive guys, the turnovers just felt like you guys were in the right place at the right time, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's credit to not only our defensive coaching staff but our scout guys during the week of practice, really giving us great looks all week, and that was key for us to be able to be put in those situations in the game, know that we've been there, and make those plays. So we did leave a lot to be desired out there today. So we still got some work to do, but yeah, a hell of a job by those guys. Very proud of them.
And Coach, when you got the ball back after that interception there with 3-some minutes left, what was your approach on managing that drive?
Yeah, probably get back, a little bit on, maybe running the football a little bit more. But I think once you start to downshift a little bit with your thought, that hasn't usually ended well for us. Like I remember Grove City, we didn't go for it at the end of the game, and that's the experience, right? You have in some of these situations, and we're thankful for that. But we were wanted to be aggressive there. Didn't go our way. We missed a couple things that we got to be better on. But probably should have run it once there at least. But we thought we had some good plays, and obviously they covered them up pretty good. But our defense had our back, right? They came back and they got the pick. Kayvon Waters on the pick, and after making that up after he missed the one earlier, and then we kind of just said we're going to control the ground game and give it to Rashawn and Josh and get ourselves in a situation 4th and 1, even 4th and 1, like a lot of people could have punted that. I was trying to win the game right there. Like we can't give the people the ball, and we've learned that in our time, right? End of St. John's last year and a couple other games that we've had, and we try to call it aggressively and put it in our players' hands, right? We practice hard, we prepare them well, and and they work hard, and they deserve that trust.
All right. How did the defensive energy help the offense, and how are you guys planning on carrying that momentum into next week?
I think the defensive energy, I think we both feed off of each other because I think it's like a system that works off of each side of the ball. So when the offense makes plays, it makes us fired up to go back out there, and just making sure we didn't get down on each other every time a big play happened, because we know that they practice too and they're a playoff team too. So I feel like that was what was being reminded to us on the bench, and it just kept us energized and fired up to go back out there and make plays.
I think that also helps, not to piggyback off what Brian said, but it helps with like showing that, damn, they really got me. Like, I'm going out here and giving them everything that I got, and even when I'm not successful, they still go out there and they're gonna pick me up. So why not go out there and pick them back up? So it's kind of like it's a tit for tat. It's like a seesaw. When one goes down, one goes up, and when the other one go down, the other one's gonna go up.
All right, and then this one's for you, Coach. What do you think you guys are going to work on the most this week?
Trying to stop their quarterback, I think, is number one. Trying to figure out how to slow him down and see how we can attack them. But it's more mental, I think, than physical. And you get to this time of year, you're practicing less, but you got to be on your game mentally. For us, I think it's just trying to clean up the little things, right? Like holding onto the ball till you get into the end zone, right, and not letting them punch it out. That's a game changer play that we've got to be better on. And Carter came back and made a couple great catches. I'm not picking on him, but we got those little things, right? Being good with our hands and not having face masks, defensively, staying on sides on an extra point. Those are some of those things that I think we can control. It's not, we played hard, we're effort. We executed a lot of good calls today. We got to continue to figure out how to, protect Josh better, in a lot of different ways. I think, continue to change that. Not let the defense have a kind of a feeding frenzy at times in big situations. And I think we can shore some things up there. But definitely, continuing to try to run the ball. I think in November and December you got to do that. And we're gonna, try to, figure out how to, beat a really, really good football team in Christopher Newport this week.
All right, and then one more for you guys. I know you touched on it a little bit, but what really created that momentum shift from the first half to the second half?
I think Merrill's touchdown did. I think before that play, everybody kind of was like, all right, guys, we're going to have to go in the half and figure out adjustments and come out and da-da-da. And then that happened. It was just like a spark. It was just like, oh, no, we're going to win this game. And it was kind of like I think for us, it was even better as an offensive player because we scored going in the half and then we get the ball back. So that's a momentum booster for us because it's like, all right, now we get to go put points on the board after the defense did, so why not? So I think that play right there, that changed everything.
And I think I will add to that of our defense was on the field a lot in the first half, right? As you really watch that, they were on the field a lot in the first half. Like guys were tired, really tired going into halftime. They ran 40 plays, and I think that's how you talked about like playing off each other. We had to come out and control the clock. I think our first drive of the second half was like 6.5 minutes or 7 minutes, something like that, right? So I think it was kind of that, like it shifted and we controlled it more and kept our defense fresh. And you saw, the sacks in the second half and some of the plays. But, if we kept them out there, that was not going to be a good ending. But we were able to flip that and get those guys, the stops or the breath they needed and, make sure they were back full speed, and let our guys kind of cook a little bit. Yeah.
Thank you. I just have one. What I like most about covering this team is all the different players I get to show. It's not you, it's two. If it's two, you're out there. If it's not you, it's 0, or it's 27, or it's 13. A lot of heroes on this team, including your kicker. Describe for me that type of camaraderie, knowing that at any given day, any given game, somebody's going to step up and be the guy.
I think personally, that's the reason that I'm still here, because of the fact that I may go out there and I've been battling a hamstring injury all year, but these guys right here, they go out there, they got banged up shoulders, they got banged up knees, they got all these things messed up with them, but they still go out there and they give everything for me. So on any given day, you never know who the superhero is going to be. But also when we go in the locker room, it's a brotherhood. So it's, all right, today, you might not have it today, but I got a chance to get it today, and I might not have it today, but somebody else is. We have that mentality, so like we build off each other. It's a brotherhood. It's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that when we get on the field, it's okay, I got you and you got me. So it's a lot of things that go into it. So you may call it a superhero, but I think we call it a super team. I think like you can't have a Batman without Robin. Like, you feel me? Like, it's things like that. So I think this team right here, it's just special. We have a lot of playmakers. Yes, we do. But if we don't get the playmakers in the right positions, then are they really playmakers? No. But if that person doesn't do their job, is he a hero? No. So it's things like that that go on behind the scenes and go on at practice and go on in the meetings, in the offices with the coaches. Like, it's things like that that set us up for that moment and allow us to be successful.
I'm going to sneak one more in. How do you like your chances next game?
I love them. I think, like Coach Perk said, it's more mental than physical. And I think we got a chip on our shoulder because of the type of game that we played. And we know, as I said, we got each other. So it's win or go home. So it's leave it all out there. And I'm going to do it. I know the guys beside me going to do it. And I know everybody that's in that locker room celebrating right now, they're going to do it too.
If that wraps up our questioning, we'll let our guys start writing up their game plan for next Saturday. But on behalf of Susquehanna and our football program, I'd like to thank all of you for being here and covering us all season. And we hope the game today you saw was a testament to our gratitude. So once again, congratulations, Susquehanna, and we'll be checking in with you next week in Newport News.